Okay, so in this video we're going to take a look at foreign exchange questions, and you can get this topic specific worksheet on the National 5 Maths Applications website. So question number 1, now this question is definitely quite a challenging question, and I'll tell you why. So this graph shows how many pounds sterling can be bought for €1. So for this one, we're not given the usual £1 equals exchange rate. We're given the opposite of that. We're told that €1 equals how many pounds. So this then has a wee effect on our quick conversion kind of diagram. Normally it would be times going from pounds to foreign currency. Okay, but if I'm then told the euros being the foreign, if I'm then told it the other way about, it would then switch this round. So if I was then trying to go from euros into pounds, I would be timesing, for example. So just this is one we've got to be very, very careful with. But if you think about it, per euro, you're getting a certain amount of pounds. So if you had €200, you would then times to find out how many pounds you would get. It does still make sense, but it does then change the wee kind of quick diagram that you can use, because normally we try and remember, if you're going from pounds to foreign, you times, and the other way would be divide. But in this case, it's actually going to be the opposite, because you're told how many pounds you get per euro. So this question, we've got a graph, different dates and times, and it shows you the exchange rate of how many pounds you get per euro. It says Daniel changed €250 to pounds sterling at 9 o'clock on 7th of December. Calculate how many pounds he received. So I need to actually find what the exchange rate is, and it's 9 o'clock 7th of December, so it's this value up here that I'm looking at. Alright, so it's obviously somewhere between 0.85 and 0.86. That's a jump of 0.01 in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps. Right, so each of those then, you're basically going up each time in 0.002s. So this one's going to be 0.852 and then 0.854 and so on. So this value up here is 0.852, so that's the exchange rate. So we need to do 250 times 0.852. So hope you can kind of see that. And this paper is a calculator one, so we're alright using calculator. So do that in your calculator, 0.852 times 250, and that gives us 213, and it's pounds. Okay, this question says, Daniel was working in France, he bought a laptop costing €400. He calculated this was equivalent to £334.80. Use the graph to find the date that Daniel bought the laptop, and use your work and justify your answer. So on the graph, you're showing exchange rates. So what we need to do is use this information to work out what the exchange rate was. Now remember, on this graph, it's pounds per euro. And if you kind of think back to maybe Best Buy, or when we're looking for price per kilogram, for example, that word per means divide. So to find how many pounds we're getting per euro, what I'm going to do is take the pounds value and divide it by how many euros that was worth. So £334.80, and I'm going to divide that by the equivalent that was in euros, which is 400. Get a value from that. So 334.80 divided by 400, and that's 0.837. Okay, and that's what our exchange rate was of pounds per euro. Go back to the graph and have a look at where that's going to be. And hopefully you can see it's going to be this one here. So it's obviously going to be between 0.83 and 0.84 that value, and the only one that's actually that is there, and you can kind of see that's actually halfway in between 2 points. So that's the one that we're looking for, and that's the 9th of December. So that question there is very kind of tricky. However, I'm sure if you used the wrong value, you did it the wrong way about rather, in terms of the conversion, you would still end up getting some marks. But what you really had to be careful was the wording for that question, because it kind of throws you a bit, because most questions are given in pounds. What you get for £1. This one was given the opposite way around, how many pounds you get per euro. What you'll see in question 2 though, is it's back to normal. So Gavin is going to South America to do chariot work. He changes £750 into Boliviano. That's our currency exchange rates there, and it is pounds to £1 per, or related to how many you get in terms of foreign currency. So that's the way that we like it. So going from pounds to foreign, we are indeed timesing going that way, and then dividing going the other way. So it's the way that we're used to. Part A says, how many Boliviano will he receive? This is a paper one, so just be careful with that. So let's do part A. £750, change it to Boliviano, and it's pounds we're changing into a foreign currency, so we're timesing. So we're doing 750 timesing it by the exchange rate of 9. So you can do a wee sum at the side if you want to, if you can't do that in your head. 9 times 5, 45, 9 times 7, 63, plus 4 is 67. So that there is our answer for that, and that's in Boliviano. So 6,750. Okay, part B. He spends 2,700 of that Boliviano. He changes the remaining into Argentine peso. How many peso will he receive? So first of all, we need to work out how much remaining he's got after he spends 2,700. So we're just going to take that off. So take off 2,000 would be 4,750, take off 700. He's got that much left. He's now changing this into peso. Now these are ones you're going to get really familiar with. There is no clear currency exchange value going from Boliviano into peso here. So what you need to do is put that kind of joining step in between, and that's usually going into pounds and then changing from there. So what we're going to do is we're going to go from the Boliviano into pounds and then into peso like that. So going from Boliviano back into pounds, I'm going from foreign back to pounds, so that's dividing, and the exchange rate was 9. So I'm now taking this and dividing it by 9. 4050 divided by 9. Set that wee sum. This is paper 1 after all. So 0, I'm going to get 4, I'm then going to have 4 left over, and that's 5, so it's 450. And it's £450. And then to get into peso, the exchange rate is 20. And remember, I'm going from pounds to foreign, so I'm going to times. So 450 times 20, that's obviously just the same as doing 450 times 2 times 10. Times it by 10 is 4500 times 2, so our answer is then going to be 9,000, and it's peso. So that's one where we're using pounds as like a linking step, that currency that links the two, and you'll see that that's something that happens quite often. Okay, so question number 3. Jack is going to a festival in the Czech Republic from his home in Glasgow. His mum ordered the tickets costing 1,500 Czech koruna. His mum lives in Poland, so he must pay her back in Polish zloty. calculate how much zloty he must give to his mum. So again, if you look at the currency rate, there is no direct way to go from the Czech into Polish currency. So what we need to do is use pounds as the linking step. So we're going from our Czech currency into pounds as that linking step, and then going into zloty. So I'm going from this into pounds, so it's foreign. That means I'm going to divide. This is a paper 1, by the way. So I'm going to divide by the exchange rate. Okay, so remember this then means, when I'm dividing by 30, it means divide by 10, divide by 3. If I divide that by 10, it's just going to be 150. Divide that by 3. Hopefully you're happy that that's going to be £50. So I've got £50, and now I want to go into zloty, and the exchange rate is 4.96, and I'm going from pounds into foreign, so I'm timesing. So I'm taking my 50, timesing by 4.96. Obviously that means 5 times 10 times 4.96. So times it by 10, and that's going to be 5, that'll become 5 times 49.6, and then times that by 5. Set out a sum if you need to. 5 times 6 is 30, 5 times 9 is 45, plus 8 will be 48, 5 times 4 is 20, plus the 4 is 24. Okay, so in total you're then given back 248, and it's zloty. And just to make that clear, that was the question, that's how much he's given back to his mum, so I'm just going to put that down the bottom. Okay, so that's again another question that's using that linking step, using pounds, going into pounds to then go into another foreign currency. So if you're expected to go from one foreign currency into another foreign currency, you usually have to change into pounds first. Next question. Mr. and Mrs. Savold took £2,400 spending money. They exchanged 55% of their money into euros to spend ashore. That's the exchange rate there. A pound is worth 1.15. By the end of the cruise, they'd spent €1,379. Calculate how many euros they had left. So they exchanged 55% of that amount. This is paper 2. I need to work out 55% of 2,400. When it's calculator, nice and easy, turn this into a decimal, dividing by 100, and then times, so 2400. Put that into your calculator. 0.55 times 2400, 1,320 pounds is what they exchanged. Let's work out how much that actually is. If I'm going from pounds into euros, it's timesing by the exchange rate, which is 1.15. Okay, so that works out as 1,518 euro. And then we're told that they spend 1,379. How much is left? So I'm just going to subtract 1,379. And it's calculator, so just do that in the calculator and you're left with 139 euros. And that's our final answer for that one. Pretty straightforward.